We arrived at camp in Potter County on Wednesday, May 3rd, to hunt the end of the first week of spring gobbler season here in Pennsylvania. We got a fire going to warm up camp, unloaded the truck, and discussed a game plan for the next morning. We were basically going in blind, having not turkey hunted the area in years, and with no prior scouting this spring. We decided to head to a beautiful vista Thursday morning to listen for birds on the roost. We heard a bird off in the distance and began our pursuit along a logging road, down through the hollow, to a creek bottom, and through some awesome areas that were loaded with leeks. After a few gobbles early on, the bird went silent, and we continued on, searching for another bird. With no luck, we headed back towards the truck, stopping to make a call where we last heard the bird that morning. To my surprise, he immediately fired back with the gobble, and the game was on. We quickly realized that he was across the hollow and up the mountain on the other side, but we decided it was best to just wait him out. He answered every call for a while without ever moving any closer, but he eventually went silent. We stood there discussing our next move when suddenly he gobbled on his own, about 5 minutes after his last gobble, but this time he was much closer. We quickly sat down and got ready. I had my camera in hand and Dad was set up to take the shot. The next time he gobbled, Dad readjusted as the bird was farther to our left than we expected. Eventually, the turkey came into view, and as you can see, he continued to move farther to the left. I could see Dad was twisted about as far left as he could go, and I was worried he wasn't going to be able to get a shot. So I pulled the camera away and picked up my gun. But just as I did that, he took the shot, and fortunately, the GoPro had both Dad and bird in frame as he connected. If you watch closely, the bird's head comes into frame right as Dad clucks, just before pulling the trigger. Wow, that bird flew the whole way across the mountain. We heard that bird gobbling on the other mountain. And it was gobbling and gobbling and gobbling. And it shut up. And we kind of thought that was weird. Well, it must have been flying or running down across because it wasn't long. And we got him. We just slid right back up here off this hill a little bit. And he pretty much came running right in. And Dad knocked him down. The 2-year-old bird weighed in at 17.5 pounds with an 8 3/4 inch beard and 3/4 inch spurs. It was Dad's first Potter County bird, and hopefully not his last. The next morning we were met with extreme fog in most areas, and moderate fog in all the others. We didn't hear anything on the roost, which wasn't a surprise given how foggy it was. But we ultimately decided to hunt down another big hollow and back up a gas line without ever hearing a bird or seeing any sign. Eventually the fog broke and the sun poked through. It lit up all the spider webs, but it didn't wake up the birds. We didn't hear a single gobble until our last stop just after 11. With only an hour left to hunt, I made a call and one responded once again across a big hollow and on another mountain. This bird was very vocal and quick to close the gap, but with all the calling, we brought another hen into the picture. She wasn't far from us, and we actually saw her take wing and pitch down the mountain to meet up with the gobbler as he got near. He continued to answer us, and she continued to yelp occasionally, but as the clock neared noon, they came no closer, and it was clear she was just leading him away from us, so we had to call it a day. We were back at it Saturday morning, but we didn't hear or see a single bird. We hiked through some awesome areas and snapped a few pictures, but had no luck with the hunt. It was still a great weekend, and while it would have been awesome to fill my tag as well, it was nothing short of a successful trip. Any turkey is an accomplishment, but to kill a mountain bird in heavily pressured state forest land was definitely a win. This bird made for some great deep-fried turkey nuggets, my favorite wild game meal. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more content. We also did some trout fishing on this trip, and that'll be featured in a video very soon.